This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, is do a video on my Blu-ray collection. I'm not going to show you guys everything because that would take way too long, but I just wanted to go and highlight some of my favorites, some of the ones that are meaningful to me. And I'm sorry if I'm sniffling, I'm just kind of getting over getting sick. I'm going to set up my desk here, kind of pull down some of my favorite stuff, and I'm going to show you guys what I got. I'll start with this, only because it's the biggest one and I just want to get it out of the way. This is the Sound of Music Digibox. Now, you take off this big sleeve here as a certificate of authenticity. There's a book that shows a lot of the stuff in the movie. Also has a music box, which I think is really neat. Plays my favorite things. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Has just another booklet talking about more stuff about the movie and the actual Blu-ray itself. Goonies 25th Anniversary Digibox. This one's really cool. If you open it up, it has a map of the Goonies had. Blu-rays right here. Stuff about the movie. But this one actually has a board game, which I haven't really played. I kind of don't want to open it. I can hear a lot of loose pieces in there and don't really want to lose them. I don't really buy too many TV shows on Blu-ray just because a lot of my favorite shows are already on Netflix and Hulu. One thing that I had to get to my favorite show of all time is the Twilight Zone. Here's the Ocean's box set. Has this nice little slider cover. The Nightmare on Elm Street, all 7 of the original films. This set could have been way better. You just got this like protector sleeve, and it's just a multi-disc pack that comes in here. No booklets, no anything like that. Hopefully they do a re-release, which I'll probably pick up if they do. Kind of a fail on New Line Cinema's part. The Mel Brooks collection. This has most of his films. The only one that's really missing from here is the producers. It has Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights, just some of the essentials for any Mel Brooks fan. The Indiana Jones Complete Adventure. Really, really nice protective sleeve. And the booklet style is just fantastic. The artwork in here is just good God, it's mind-blowing. Then you have the poop one with Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, this one wasn't that great. The Godfather Coppola restoration, really nice. Looks promising, you know, the slip box, but if you open it up, just a multi-disc pack. Kind of lame right there from Paramount, who put this one out. Godfather, as you know, one of the greatest films of all time. I don't consider it one of my personal favorites, but I do acknowledge its greatness. It is a great film. Next up, we have the Chucky Complete Collection. This one was one of the recent ones that came out, well, the most recent anyway, that has The Curse of Chucky, which is actually not bad of a film. It really kind of gets back to its roots. Not as good as the original, and again, I mean, this might just be something that I complain about. This one isn't bad, the way that it's set up. I like you have the big Chucky face here, and then the way that it looks on the back. But I mean, like, you open it up and it just, I've just fallen out. Yeah, you open it up and it just kind of has this booklet style, which is kind of cool, but yeah, I really like the flip books. That's just my personal taste. This is something that should be in everyone's Blu-ray collection. This is the Star Wars Complete Saga. When this set came out, this was like, everyone had to have it. For good reason too. It is so well put together. It's just like the Indiana Jones set. I mean, just take a look at that. Like, the artwork in here and like the way that the discs are put in. There's I've heard a lot of people complain about the holders that hold the disc, but I mean, come on. I mean, the artwork in here is just fantastic. Rocky Undisputed Collection. But again, like I said, see, if you're gonna do a set like this for an iconic movie franchise, you gotta put a little more effort into the way you do it. No booklets or anything came with this. Gripe, 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 I know. So next up, this is the only Criterion that I have in my collection, and I know a lot of Blu-ray collectors, hardcore Blu-ray collectors anyway, you know, they have a lot of Criterions in their collection. The only one that I had to have was Akira Kurosawa's Seventh Samurai. If you have not seen this movie, good God, it is... just watch it. It's on Hulu. The Criterion Collection is on Hulu. Go watch this movie. It's in black and white. It's in Japanese. Subtitles, I know, but you will be blown away by this film. This is one of my favorite sets that I own. This is the Universal Classic Monsters horror set. This has all the Universal monsters from Dracula all the way up to the Creature of the Black Lagoon. The ones with Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr. Again, this is such a good set. You open it up, and what I like about it is you have the original poster on the left, on the left, and then you have some facts and stuff and bonus features on the right hand side, and just all the way through. It's just great set. Bride and Frankenstein, which a lot of people consider to be the best, my favorite's still gonna be Wolfman. Very end, you have just like all the figures standing in this like ominous smoke, which is really cool. This is the Back to the Future set. I got this on Amazon UK. These little PG things that come on the side of them, They just irritate me. If you open it up, the disc artwork, they kind of look a little bootleg to me. Like, I don't know, it just kind of looks like somebody printed them on a home printer. Just one of those things that bugs me, having the UK set over the American set. America! Alien Anthology, so well put together. The pages are very sturdy, not flimsy at all. And again, just the artwork on them. Ridley Scott for the first Alien. James Cameron did the second one. A lot of people hate on the third one, but I mean, David Fincher tried, you know, give the guy some credit. Probably my favorite set that I own. This is the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection. In the front, you got the plane from North by Northwest, the knife from Psycho, you got the little spiral thingy going down from Vertigo. The book in here is pretty cool. It's called The Master of Suspense. This has 14 movies in it. This on the front has kind of like the same thing that's on the back, Alfred Hitchcock in the back, and it says, always make the audience suffer as much as possible. As the original movie poster, as well as some of the stuff, you know, some of the stuff in the movie, special features, some of the quotes and things like that, which is really neat. Definitely a good set. It's really expensive, but it's a really good set to own if you like Alfred Hitchcock. This is the Friday the 13th complete collection. On the outside, it's steel casing, which is really good. It has a Camp Crystal Lake counselor patch you can put on your jacket or whatever. It has a Camp Crystal Lake Memories book. It has some 3D glasses that are shaped like a hockey mask. Elegance of the way that this book is put together is just so great. Friday the 13th. The original, it is Jason X, which is actually not that bad of a film. It gets a lot of crap. Some of you may recognize them. They are the Comic-Con exclusive Blu-rays. They have very simplistic designs, and what I really thought was cool was they have a black cover, a black Blu-ray box. The Boondock Saints, Carrie, Child's Play, The Day They Were Still, Donnie Darko, Fight Club, The Original Fly, and then the 1968 Planet of the Apes. What I really liked about them is that they all match. I mean, all of them, the ones that I have are all still sealed. I've never even opened them. Alright, next I'm going to talk about my Digibooks. This is Taxi Driver. Definitely my favorite De Niro film. You open it up, and what I like about it is they have these cards that are stills from the movie. These are all things that if I were to ever meet Robert De Niro, I would say, hey man, can you sign this for me? And the one that I would ask him to sign would be this one. This is just one of the most iconic shots of the entire movie. Alright, next up we have the Poltergeist Digibook, which is a pretty twisted film by Tobe Hooper. He's the one who made Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest Digibook. This is one of my favorite movies. All-time greatest performance by Jack Nicholson. The original King Kong Digibook. I really like the matte finish that they put on this. Special effects and things like that. So these are really cool collector's items for some of your favorite movies. Hamlet. I actually got this by mistake. I was trying to buy Clash of the Titans, and I bought it on eBay, and for some reason the guy sent me this. I have never even watched this movie. I messaged the guy. He ended up sending me the actual one that I ordered, and he just told me to keep it. This was the one that I ordered, Clash of the Titans. The animations on this is just really great. Ray Harryhausen, one of the best stop-motion animators, if not the best stop-motion animator. Citizen Kane Digibook. It's one of those movies that a lot of people talk about, you know, saying it's the best film of all time. I watched it. I mean, it's great. You know, it is good. I wouldn't put it in my favorite movies. Just like I said with The Godfather, I acknowledge its greatness. The Bonnie and Clyde Digibook, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway. What else can you ask for? Also, too, if you watch this movie, there is a small cameo by Gene Wilder, which is kind of funny. And my last Digibook that I have is Amadeus. It looks really good. A lot of the color schemes and things like that just really translated well to Blu-ray. Alright, first up we have the Django Unchained Steelbook. Really good movie. One of my favorites by Tarantino. The back side of it is really cool. I really like the pose of Jamie Foxx, and just the front with Candy and Schultz and everything. It's a really phenomenal film. Next up I have the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and the first Hunger Games Best Buy exclusive steelbooks. I haven't even opened them yet, they're still sealed. So these, you know, they're Hunger Games. You know, what can I say? Hunger Games, yeah. Good movies. The next steelbook I have is Braveheart, again still sealed. I just got this at Walmart like the other day. One of my favorite movies, Pulp Fiction steelbook. This, what can I say about Pulp Fiction that hasn't already been said? The backside cover I don't really like too much. I don't like the shot that they got of Butch, and I don't really like the shot that they got of Mrs. Wallace. I thought it would have been cool if they would have put something like The Gimp on there. I mean, that's just me. Alright, next up we have the First Blood steelbook. Sylvester Stallone's acting range, and the end monologue that he has where he's like crying and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. And then on the backside, it's, you know, your Rambo. Next up we have the Town steelbook. One of my buddies told me how good this movie was, and I finally checked it out, and holy hell, it's a really intense movie. Really good steelbook. Good performance by Jeremy Renner too. Jeremy Renner's character in that movie is great. The Shawshank Redemption, again, one of those movies that you just, you know, What else can you say about it that hasn't already been said? Alright, next up we have the Wolf of Wall Street. This one's a Target exclusive. I don't really like the design of it. The yellow is kind of cool. The picture that they got is kind of weird, and also too, the back is blank. I really wish they would have got the cover that was on the original Blu-ray. This is when he's like, "We're going to the stratosphere!" Yeah, I don't know. A good movie though, really good movie. This is by far my favorite Steelbook that I own. The design of it is just flawless. This is the Scarface Steelbook. What I like so much about it is it has Tony Montana doing, you know, his face. The total seller is the backside. The backside has his logo on it. I just thought that was a really nice touch. Next up, I wanted to talk about some of the Disney films that I have. First, I'll start off with the Disney Miyazakis. For those of you who don't know, Hayao Miyazaki is, they call him like the Japanese Walt Disney. His films are great, being published by Disney. This is one of the newer ones, The Secret World of Arrietty. Got Howl's Moving Castle, everyone's favorite, My Neighbor Totoro. Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, a really, really good movie. Ponyo, Castle in the Sky, and Whispers of the Heart, which I haven't seen yet. Next up, we have the Little Mermaid Diamond Edition. Snow Seven Dwarfs Diamond Edition. Very, very hard film to come by, especially with the slipcover. And again, all my Disney films have slipcovers. I'm very adamant about that. These are the Pixar Short Films Volume 1 and 2 Blu-rays. Next up we got the Lion King Diamond Edition. Lilo and Stitch, which is probably my favorite animated Disney film, not counting Pixar. Next up we have the Jungle Book Diamond Edition. My girlfriend got it for me for Valentine's Day, which is awesome. Probably my favorite Disney song is in there, Bare Necessities. This one is really hard to come by. Fantasia 2000 and Fantasia double pack. You want to talk about rare? You mean if you're really looking for it, you gotta be patient. You'll find it somewhere. For a good price anyway. Cinderella Diamond Edition. I really like the slipcover, how it's gold, really nice. Next up we have the Beauty and the Beast Diamond Edition. Again, another really hard one to find. And probably the rarest Disney Blu-ray that I have anyway is the Disney Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. And I know you're gonna make fun of me, but this is really hard to come by, especially with the slipcover. I wanted more of like the prestige of owning it, of like, hey, I have this in my collection. I still haven't even watched it. Beauty and the Beast Christmas. I mean, you know, what can I be missing? Alright, next up we have just some of the Blu-rays that I have in my collection. Just wanted to highlight. First up, make fun of me if you want, but I have Birdemic on Blu-ray. This is just one of those trashy films that I just kind of like to throw on, you know, have a bunch of friends over, like, hey, you guys want to see something really funny? Boom, throw it on, watch like 20 minutes of it, call it a day. This is Sideways. This is, again, on my list of my favorite movies. Secondhand Lions. This is one of those ones that just kind of really went under the radar. Princess Bride, Rob Reiner, you know, I mean, what can I say? Next we got Pacific Rim, the lenticular cover. I don't remember where I got it from. I think it was Walmart or Target. The Devil's Rejects, which is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated horror films. And it is a horror film by definition of the genre. The Conjuring. This really surprised me. Most horror films are just kind of jump scares. Hey, ghosts, yay, boo. This film had a really good story, a chronicle. This movie does not get enough love, in my opinion. One of those movies you kind of just wish it would happen to you. Cabin in the Woods. Again, a movie that does not receive enough attention. It's really cool. The idea of it is just fantastic. And I've always said, for people who don't like Cabin in the Woods, are the people who didn't understand what it was going for. My favorite movie of all time, this is Big Fish. I said enough about it in my video talking about my favorite movies. It's Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now, again, I don't have the criterion for it, just because I figure the regular Blu-ray will suffice. Really underrated, Arthur Christmas. I know what you're gonna say. A lot of people, you know, hate on it. Oh, it's a Christmas movie. The voice acting in this movie and just the overall story is really interesting. Alright, next up we have the Batman Dark Knight Returns Deluxe Edition. Now this one has both Part 1 and Part 2 of the Dark Knight Returns. It's really dark, really gritty, trick or treat. This movie was supposed to come out in theaters in 2007. The trailer for it actually debuted for the movie 300. It was supposed to be this big movie release. It actually ended up just going straight to DVD, which was kind of weird. The Great Escape. When you watch Toy Story 3, you notice a lot of similarities. Definitely a nice correlation between this movie and Toy Story 3. Next up we have a pretty interesting film. This is Escape from Tomorrow, a horror film that was shot at Disneyland. But the cool thing about it and why it's so interesting is that Disney didn't even know that these people were filming a movie. They shot it at Disneyland without Disney having any knowledge of it. The movie itself isn't that great. It's really, really strange. It touches a lot of weird topics. It's definitely a very interesting film. Just a 90s classic. Miss Doubtfire. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. So you know when you're on Netflix and you see like all these like trash kind of films, like Super, Crocodile versus whatever. The idea of those films, just trashy horror films. Now, when I saw the cover of Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I immediately thought it was something like that. And then I watched it, And this movie is so funny. Just really underrated film. Super 8. I put this again on my list of my top 30 favorite films. Two names that are just synonymous with good filmmaking. J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg. Definitely a solid movie. A movie that I think will be remembered for a long time. The way that movies like The Goonies and The Sandlot are kind of sought after. I really feel like this film is going to be in that category eventually. John Carpenter's The Thing. Now this movie to me really defines 80s horror. I mean, it has Kurt Russell. This guy screams 80s. Special effects were just way ahead of its time. Really a twisted film. This movie came out around the same, I think the same weekend, or if not the same month as E.T., which is really funny because E.T. kind of offers this enlightened view on aliens. So aliens are our friends, E.T. phone home. The Thing is more of a malicious view of aliens. That's just about everything that I wanted to show you today. If you guys wanted to see a full detailed video where I show you everything that I own, let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see that. I mean, there's a lot of movies that I have in my collection that I'd really like to talk about, but again, I wouldn't want to put out like a 2.5 hour video. Just to prove my point, here's a list of all the stuff that I wanted to talk about but just didn't have time. Alright guys, thanks again for letting me show you some of my collection. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'm out.